birthday bump. Oh. The thud that makes. I don't know if the camera picks that up when that round hits the ground.
It's just,
Man,
absurdly quiet.
that's like a gun that'll give you a wet dream, man. No, seriously, this thing's freaking iconic. We gotta get one of us peeing like slow-mo, make yellow snow too. Just the piss.
I don't want to have to censor that.
It's darkness. That's so dark.
Well, I thought it'd be fun of yellow snow.
All right, firing it up.
Yeah.
Firing it up, everyone. Okay, welcome to a very special episode. We have a new guy. Got a new guy on set today. Austin Rex lives out here. His home's right behind that tree stump right there. So he was just happened to be out here today, and it just so happens he was like, "Yo," he's like, "You guys want to shoot a Mark 23?" Or like,
yeah.
Fuck, dude, yeah, let's just shoot a Mark 23. So he's like, cool. And then he had a suppressor, and I was like, what? And it was just, you know, blind luck, good circumstances there. So anyway, we're gonna talk about that bad boy. Before we do all that, tell him some good shit.
Housekeeping, right?
Yeah, tell him your shit.
Good shit. So, believe it or not, we're actually a real estate company. If this is your first time joining us, we have branches in Utah, Arizona, California,
Everywhere.
Florida, a
Everywhere.
couple in Texas, Fort Bragg area. So
Where?
if you're in the market for a new house, we'll take care of you. And like we mentioned before, we take care of people's grandmas too.
This motherfucker can vouch, because he
Yeah.
called me like a week ago, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta get out of my," like he was getting evicted or whatever happened.
The house was getting sold.
The house was getting
I
sold.
had to leave. They were like, "It's time for you to go. Okay, you're not going to live here anymore."
Thought you got evicted
And
for like
so, anyway.
sex parties and stuff.
We won't go through the whole spiel
better,
here, but
wouldn't it?
Austin can vouch. Hey,
No.
we do our shit. We handle shit and we get it done. God damn it.
So if you need help, let us know.
That's what we do. Anyway,
I had offers in and accepted in 7 days.
money. You hear that, kids? And that's to the
7.
kids. Hey, when you turn 18, I don't care. Fuck it. If you're 14, we'll help you buy a house. Just get mom and dad to stroke the check, you know? So anyway, there's that. And then if you want to go to Patreon, give us your money. We're full. We'll take it.
Yep.
We'll take your money.
Yep.
I don't have any issue with it. And you can do as much as you want. You can do $1,000 a month. You can do $2,000.
Annoying when guys say that, but it really does help.
It actually
So,
does
yeah.
help. So anyway, we'll move on with the pitch
We
here.
also get in the comments and mix it up.
Plug your Instagrams.
Yeah, we did.
We'll plug yours. Everyone can find ours. Just look up 1911. See me. We'll throw your IG tag in here.
Yeah.
So don't worry
And
about that.
since we are shooting suppressed, and I do write for the Firearm blog, go check out TFB. It's TFB and TFB_Pete, or the Firearm blog on Instagram. Because today is Silencer Saturday, my friends.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So new silencer content every week.
Look at that, everyone. Good articles. I will say, good articles. They got good shit.
Just good info
Yeah.
for people.
Good stuff there. So,
Advanced, newbies, anybody.
so the Mark 23. So let's do this. This is a very unscripted video. We came out, we shot. We're just going to chat a little bit, kind of free flow it. Why don't we hit a little bit of a history lesson on this thing? Like, what the hell is it? Why does it exist? How did it come to be? Some of that.
Why is it so big and black?
Oh, we'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
But so the U.S. in 1989, the newly formed U.S. SOCOM's like looking at all their inventory of handguns, and they're like, you know, he's got some Berettas over here, and like nothing's really standard. These guys have 1911s, and so they were like, look, we need a new gun, and they built it around. It was called the Offensive Handgun System, and I think it's Weapon System Peculiar after that. So what it needed to be was it needed to be a 45, but it took plus P ammo, which was unheard of in the 90s. So 2 companies picked up the contract, Colt and HK. Colt ended up dropping out of the first, when the first, you know, kind of head-to-head went together during trials.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mark 23, as it would come to be known, won out and went into service in 96. So
This was
It
as
is-
early as 96. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy. I didn't know it started that early.
it is, it's the first for a lot. It was the first offensive military handgun ever.
Which would mean?
So if you had a rebreather on, if you had a ton of kit, if you couldn't have a primary weapon like a rifle,
Uh-huh.
this was it. This is in it. Because of that, they held this to crazy standards. So from the factory, these have to shoot a 2-inch group or better at 27 meters.
Which is
about
75 yards?
About 88 feet.
Shit.
And on average,
yeah,
they
yeah.
shoot about an inch to an inch and a quarter.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so they're
Wow.
considered match-grade handguns. They only come in one flavor, and that is threaded barrel, because during all the testing that they were doing,
Yeah.
it was just 45 plus piece suppressed with the KAC suppressor that was specific to this gun.
Yeah.
Then there's a LAM, the laser aiming module that went on here, that screws into the handguard. And
Oh, so it's not just on a little rail. It's not
It
just
does
on the
both.
rail.
yeah,
It does both.
yeah. So it was a purpose-built contract gun. Went out to SOCOM and then Navy, so primarily SEALs, but there are a few different departments that use it.
Tears of the Sun, anyone?
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's massive. The barrel in it is really hardcore. It's cold hammer forged. It'll do 45 plus P, 45 super, which is like 185 grain going 1,600 feet a second, give or take. You know, like it'll pump out some serious energy if you want it to.
Man shit.
Yeah.
Just man shit.
Your sight radius is almost 8 inches on this guy.
And 8 inches is big.
Yeah. So it's just unapologetically big. The trigger guard here, Jake can bring whatever, snowboarding gloves he wants. He can pull that trigger all day. So it's super robust. It's very unapologetic about its size. And everything about it is just very overbuilt.
It
Sounds like me. Sounds like me.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
great description for me.
Big guy.
Thanks, bud.
It's also, it's also the kind of the precursor to the USP series. So if you look at the lines on it,
Ah, okay.
it is the USPs are scaled down, and it's a 1911 linkless style action. So you don't have that rear linkage in there, and then up front.
I know what that means. You wouldn't.
Yeah, up front, there's a little O-ring right there that is where you get all your accuracy from.
Yep,
but it's
big
still
fan.
a tilt lock style barrel.
So that O-ring mates up the barrel to the slide a little bit tighter.
Exactly. So that way, when that barrel moves in, it just suctions
Locks in there. And
Yep.
how often do you got to replace those rings?
Don't quote me on this, but I believe the field service manual says either 5 or 10,000 rounds.
Okay.
And if you buy one of these, they do ship with a few extra O-rings. And then I believe you can just talk to H&K's customer rep and be
Get a
like,
couple.
hey, like I'm wore out my O-rings. They'd be like, cool.
Do they have any data on without the O-ring, like where the accuracy goes? Someone's got to have that somewhere.
Someone, I doubt H&K would.
Okay.
I mean, just put an O-ring on it. It's
Yeah.
the cheapest part.
Oh.
But it behaves a lot like a 1911, so the manual of arms was pretty close, where it's cocked right now, so you could carry it cocked and locked, but they stipulated on that contract you need a decocker, specifically a silent decocker, which you can't use if it's locked, and you unlock it.
God,
Unlike-
that's cool. That's cool.
Unlike other H&Ks where it just drops it, you just hear that kind of snap.
That clunk thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're doing wet work in the middle of the night and you need
Yeah.
to decock, and you're just like,
So-
I don't want to wake up the neighbors, Like, it's just not
If
really
you're-
designed for a lefty on the decock, but still. That's gonna be very tough for you guys to get at home. But typically, so my first gun was a USP. Because
In
what do you mean?
40, wasn't it?
No, fuck you. It was in 9. Fucking asshole. 40. In 40. No, I got it because that's what Tom Cruise had in Collateral, and I wanted to be him. And so I got his gun. But anyway, point being, when you decock a USP, because it's the same mechanism, but it's like clunk, clunk, like
Yeah.
it's loud. It's what I would expect. But that is, again, tough to capture if you're at home. But it's very, very quiet.
Well, you can even quiet that down more, because if you do the decocker and with your support hand just follow the hammer.
Well, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, but even the other ones, let me
Without
finish.
having
The
to put
other
on
ones,
trigger.
even if you did that first clunk, you hear it. Like it's clunk and then it'd be quiet, where this is just silent the whole way. Dude.
It's for the kids at home. I know it's tough to tell, but it is massive.
Here's my
It's a
elbow to
massive
fingertip.
pistol.
And this is the Dead Air Ghost. I don't have the KAC can. This is, the original can is amazing. It's not as quiet by modern standards. This is just a lot quieter. You can make it shorter, if need be, but honestly, it's just kind of fun to hang it, with a little more weight off the front. And I think you'll see in the footage that it honestly shoots better with the can on it. It's just really smooth. It was designed to be suppressed.
It shoots very nice suppressed, and again, you may see some of this in some of the B-roll and stuff. But when I say quiet, I mean That thing is quiet. Like I mean, it kind of catches you off guard when you shoot it suppressed, and you're like, what? Because normally, you know, hey, look, you're shooting 10 feet away, and I'm here, and you're like, yeah, it sounds quiet. And behind the gun, you're kind of like, all right, you know, it's quiet, but I don't really want to do this all day. I could shoot that all day, and we were shooting hollow points and different shit. Like I could shoot that all day,
Yeah.
and not break a sweat with my
Very
ears,
comfortable.
you know.
Oh yeah. And so standard, well, for the time it was a big deal. 12 round mags, which is still a pretty good deal. I mean,
On
you're gonna edge it
45,
out,
yeah, on 45.
edge it out like an FNX is gonna have 15.
Yep.
But now, and these aren't H&K specific, but there are mags and mag extensions that bring this up to 12 to 14 to 17 to 24.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, you can get a 24 round mag of 45 supers and go through the wilderness and say, you know, if I run into a bear, it's gonna be no problemo.
24 rounds in that motherfucker, man. Just dump, like eventually at the end of it, like the bear's already dead, but you just mount it and you're just dumping the rest of that 12 rounds in.
Yeah, I would imagine
That's what I would do. I'm not,
Yeah.
You would die, the bear would kill him. I would just be on top of that bear and just laying down fucking 45 into that thing, man.
Or if you wanted to be like, you know,
You know it's
Christian Bale in Terminator Salvation and be like, ah, like that works too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Either way, you're not dying. Like, bear's going down.
The concept of an offensive handgun is so interesting. I hadn't heard that because I'm really not a fanboy on this gun. Today I find it very cool and it's very interesting, but I don't, unlike nerd Chris, I'm not a video gamer. Like I don't fucking sit around my boxers at night like, oh fucking
I have
Mario.
like a half chub this whole time because of how iconic that gun is. Metal Gear Solid, dude.
And both of these guys have probably seen these in gun stores, but nobody ever shoots them.
Correct.
And
No.
in this one, I mean, I don't know how well the camera will be able to see it, but it has plenty of wear. It goes to the range with me frequently. It's unapologetically my favorite to shoot handgun. I'm not telling anybody it's practical by any means. It's ginormous, but
Do you CCW that?
I don't have a holster for that. If there was a guy in the area that made holsters, maybe like a drop leg, or honestly, like, and you could judge me for this, but I kind of want like
a Kenai.
like
Chest rig?
Yeah.
Essentially?
yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah.
As
no.
a backcountry gun, that'd be pretty fucking
No,
dope.
like then you can climb and stuff, and it's not like
Yep.
bumping around. Because that's the other thing. And I've seen plenty of pictures of these. They come back from being downrange, and these guys carry them with the can on, leg holster, and the ends of the cans are just bashing
Beating
into
the
things.
shit.
Oh, just beat up. And the
They're
original,
taking knees with their rifles and their cans just pounding the ground.
exactly. So they're expensive guns, but I remember
Do you know
the
what
day.
the retail tag is on those?
It's $22.99.
Yeah, I mean, it's an expensive handgun, but at the same time, that's what a Gucci Glock costs, and
Shop
that's
selling
kind of
though
ridiculous.
for about $24.99.
Yep,
They
okay.
mark them up. Yeah.
I don't think it's
or maybe
unreasonable.
changed.
Mhm.
They did go up in price this year, but I remember the day I bought this. There was a guy right next to me with an STI, and I was shooting circles around him. We had the targets all the way back, and he was very, very upset. And I had to explain. I was like, "Look, I've got a longer sight radius. I've got a longer barrel. Like, I've got every advantage on you. I'm sorry, man. Like, you can."
Yeah.
It's a good shooting gun, and it's incredibly accurate. So
So double action to single action. So that double action pull, while hey, it's a long double action pull, is smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Like it's not a clunky. Like I don't know the
clear, and
actual.
you can try fire it.
Because
It's
these are
12.5 pound
Okay.
double action, and then single I believe is 4 1/4. But no hang.
Like it's smooth. It's a smooth double action.
really
Like
fat trigger.
very fat trigger.
Yeah, for glove use.
It's cool, man. There's so much nostalgia in it. It's
Yeah.
just cool.
It just feels kind of 90s.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
just like the grip texturing and everything. You're like, that's 90s. Like I'd never stipple that.
No. Honestly, if you get this and you make modifications to it,
Yeah.
that's a shame. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have one of those and you don't shoot it, it's a disservice to that gun. Like, shoot the hell out of that gun. So I was
Yeah.
first introduced to these from video games, right?
Mhm.
And then
Metal Gear Solid.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, man.
Yeah.
Which, you know, before his time,
He doesn't care.
playing with rocks in the
I played
backyard.
one game ever, Tiger Heli, original Nintendo. If anyone remembers that game, played that.
Yeah, that was like
Classic.
before I was born. so-
Classic.
Follow us for the Tiger Heli challenge.
Yeah.
But a guy I was talking to that supposedly helped test those
Yeah.
said they'd leave them they'd freeze them in water, like break out the ice, pull it out and shoot it.
Mhm.
They would like dump them in used motor oil and leave it overnight, pull the gun out, put a mag in it, shoot it.
Yeah.
Like he said, it got to the point where the polymer frame started deteriorating on itself, like eating itself, because the gun just would not stop. We're talking like tens of thousands of rounds.
Yeah.
Have you heard like any torture tests with that stuff, or?
The main torture test that you hear about, and this would actually be a 3rd generation Mark 23. This is a civilian one, so there's 2 differences, which is the military ones are MK23 US SOCOM, and then the barrel is actually slightly different to accommodate ball ammo, and the military ones as well. But as far as testing, it was called the mean time between failures on these needed to be 5,000 rounds or greater, between that. So they were just going non-stop with them, and they delivered 3 initial guns, and I think the average was 12,000, and they had one gun go to 15,000 rounds of plus P suppressed before its first failure.
Suppressed. That's what's crazy about that stat. 15,000 rounds suppressed, like.
And nobody knew anything about plus P in the 90s.
Right.
You know, it was like, wait, you're going to overpower it and overgas it. And then I know that the finish particularly, and that's probably where this comes from, is actually a 2-part finish where I believe it's really, really heavy duty anodized and then painted on top of that for extra abrasion resistance.
Interesting.
And if you're saltwater, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Protect against that as well. So incredibly durable. Like, I've got some minor like scuffs on the finish where it's like not as shiny, but like that's it.
Yeah, it's not like bare steel.
Yeah,
that's coming through.
Gosh, I'm not afraid to use it, or I don't think it's gonna get marred up. So
no, it's good because it's been snowing on it all day.
Oh, Chris, it's its natural habitat right now. Like if you just, it's
well, he
fine.
didn't give a fuck.
Don't give no fuck.
Mark 23 is fine.
Honey Badger don't give no fuck.
But we don't drop the mags, right?
Yeah, actually, I lost a mag once.
Oh no.
We went on to a shoot, and I was like, oh man, I think somebody stole it or I lost it. It ended up in the back of my truck underneath like the bed liner. Went through a car wash probably like 4 or 5 times. I didn't even clean it. I just pulled it out and was like, sounds good. Put some mag and ran. So
my kind of guy.
It just works. I think we had some ammo today that didn't quite want to push it all the way back, and maybe I just need to clean the gun a little bit more. But
nah,
Chris calls him.
I was
problems.
limp wristing it,
Okay.
Little bitch wrist.
It's never jammed on me. So
yeah, same. Word. Anything else we should know? Thoughts? Final thoughts?
I just think they're really, really fucking cool guns. It's probably the only 45 that I would ever own or spend money on.
It is, if you're gonna get a 45 or you want a gun that's just pure nostalgia that is a joy to shoot, this is the one to get.
Yeah.
If you can get it.
Yeah, you can buy like a Desert Eagle and it's kind of not fun after a while, or you can get like a 5.7 and you're like, ammo's really pricey and this is kind of plasticky. Like, this is just a joy to shoot and it's a joy to suppress. So.
Way better. So I had a FNX 45, right? Which I hate the way that gun shoots.
I'm kind of disappointed at you right now.
Yeah, I was disappointed. So I bought it.
Yeah.
Immediately took it to the range, put 250 rounds through it. Immediately sold it 2 hours later. I literally had it for 4 hours.
And we could do this for hours and hours because there's weird little tidbits, but this one's kind of interesting. This is the only H&K gun that is on right hand. It is literally just this gun. There's no other 16x1 right-handed
that's cool. That's
threads
cool.
in the world.
That's cool. I mean, SOCOM's got a little bit of, they got a little bit of pull.
Markings on there.
Yeah.
On the piston.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Super cool.
Cool piece of history. Sounds great with the Ghost.
Oh,
we weren't even running wipes in it today.
Yeah.
That was perfect. We could even quiet it down a little bit more with wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super happy with that gun. I mean, they're just so cool. I think that's the only 45 I'd buy, and I think I'm going to have to order one.
Excellent starter can, by the way. The Ghost, and then you can put 9mm wipes in it if you're just like, I don't know about pistol cans yet.
Oh, yeah.
You know? It's just a good, like, kind of happy
It's
medium.
my first pistol. This is my first pistol can.
Oh, was it?
Same?
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right,
Cool.
kids. I think that's about a wrap on the
Yeah.
Mark 23. Tune in for future exciting things and
Random guns.
I don't know. We got things. We got things coming, and people, and guns, and bullets that are $78,000 per round. So yeah, I don't know. Fucking tune in. I'm done. All right, see ya. Goodbye, everyone. I knew you were gonna fucking do that, you asshole. I knew you were lining that shit up.
I was going to call him out. So now we're going to start.
I'm not gonna lie, I was aiming at Chris.
And it's scuffed right by my chin.